Oh, hello, people. My name is Kale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew ho. Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Abeka Group of Companies and Sammy Flex TV presents September to Remember. And in September to Remember, Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. ATM wakonya na oni yako Dubai. Na wako shewa nisu adie. Na fe ya sansu adie niabo. Na yebeko tour places biti se Desert Safari, Dubai Frame, Atlantics Water Park, Dubai City Tour. Na fe yacht party nsu tietia. Na ya sansu party in the cloud. ATM mayen komani ya mekanchiro. Da be ya September to Remember. Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Na ya basu 24th September. Dikosi 29th September. Annie. Enti for any reservation. Anasen chirichirimu bia. Any fresh huma true for we. 0243 514732. Ana plus 971 559 494061. Proudly sponsored by Sankofa Restaurant, Taste Africa, Ohineba Jimai TV, and Afe, Edike Media. September to Remember Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Ebeye kikim.
Well, I remember in my first editorial on the Shatta updates, I told you guys that in all these rounds, I have been doing that with Roland. In fact, we are the two rangers going up and about, making sure the event will be done ASAP for us to move out of Ghana to do other things. And I promised you that I'll be bringing him here to also get his part of the story. And we look at how, in fact, one of the areas I want us to look at is how the whole industry is discussing this issue. To me, it is very shocking to me. Very, very shocking, because I see clear, objective lines that people should do, but nobody is saying it. Everybody thinks it is all right. Everybody thinks it is okay for Stonebwoy to come and play his show right in front of Shatta Wale's show at the Accra Sports Stadium. Guys, listen. It is not easy to do show at the Accra Sports Stadium. And Shatta is doing a 360 show. He's looking for over 40,000 people. And you think someone should just come and run around it just like that? It is not done. And as it stands now, I am still observing how the industry is discussing it and how this whole thing will end. But I promised you that I'll bring in Roland to also talk about what he has also been seeing and what he wants to add. Maybe in my editorial, I left some important things. I've spoken on some spaces on Twitter as well. And he has been following all. What have I left out and what can he also add to the conversation? That is what we are going to do. So we can still call this the Shatta Update because it's still in line with what we are talking about with the Freedom Wave Festival. My name is Sammy Flex, and in the studio, Roland Amate is also in your shot. Remember, he also works with Shagzy. And I have the guitar Rasta Currency, who is handling our camera for us, and Richie Flex, who is the editor director of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Tap Tap Send is holding us down. In fact, people are still sending us money, even in the heat of all these wahala. People still see that. So you can also send yours. That's my brother. We will take it and say thank you to all of you. Ro! Right. I have been talking.
Yeah, of course.
What do you also add to this conversation so far?
Rasam, the conversation, the part where you were saying that you see objective lines and you expect people to toe it, and some people are not doing. Well, I think it's no news. Mm-hmm. It's no news if you are talking about people being objective and they are not, or you want some people to be objective and they don't want to be. Well, some of them you can't force them. Mm-hmm. Like you said some other time that there are some people, even if you divide their head cry and put the sense in his cry, it will still, they will still think whatever they want to think. Now, with all this situation, I know some statement that have been going around social media has to do with the fact that Stonebwoy and his team have made payments to the
can talk about that
to
too.
Accra Sports Stadium, and that Shatta and his people have not made any payments, yet they are crying foul. Another issue also has to do with the fact that Stonebwoy Dems wrote letters first to the stadium people, and Shatta's team wrote letters after Stonebwoy Dems have presented their letters. Now, for the first one that has to do with how do we call it, the payment method, when I approached the NSA people, in fact the estate manager for the sports stadium, who is Abu, he told me very well that day. I remember he sent me to go and make payments because as at that time we had some negotiations and trips here and there that we were trying to secure. So we're all in a hurry to secure some of these things before. And prior to that, I remember speaking to him and he also even assuring me that, oh, you people, your date there, it is now embedded on our calendar. So whatever happens, even if nothing happens from January, we know December there, Shatta would come and do his show on 25th. So they factored it. And I said, okay, that's fine. In fact, I am very happy that this particular thing is, like, you are the one saying it. So regardless of anything now, yes, even though I am here to make payments, at least I have some level of comfort that, oh, because I think last year, the 11 days that was used to secure the venue, do preparations and all that, was the pressure that came on us to put out that show. Only God knows.
True.
And whatever challenges that came out of that pressure was very evident for people to see. Including the time we had to start the event and the time we had to close and all that. It was very evident. So for them to have even acknowledged it, and for them to have even said, oh, we said we were about reaching out to you people, means that, okay, they recognize,
of course they do,
our partnership with them, and for that matter, they've included it on their calendar. Fair enough.
True.
I was like, okay, now, with all said and done, I have money on me to make payments today. So even if it is not full payment, or even if the money that I am carrying now is not enough, and you people have increased your rate, at least part payments can be done. Then I'll relay the information back to the team, let them know, oh, the money that we budgeted for is still not up to, so we need to top up.
True.
Giving me a receipt is just proof of how do you call it, receiving it, and that's all. And the man was very emphatic that, no, yes, we know signing papers and all that, contracts are mere formalities, which we can receive your payments now and we can do the signing later. But then, for the sake of chain of command, let's follow the necessary protocols.
True.
And we said, okay, fine, problem no day. So now, what do you want? They said, okay, you guys should go tender in your request, then we follow up. So after that meeting, we said, okay, now we are going to. And even I remember on that day, even the estate manager was very emphatic to tell me that last year, you people, we gave you 3 days to do setup. But you people were so stubborn to the extent that you decided to use 1 day. He was telling me, oh, you people went to sleep. And on the last day, that is 24th, you people came to do setup, and you Ankasa, you saw the heavy load and the stress that you people went through. And I said, yes, since you also acknowledge that this time, we are praying we do everything, settle everything as quickly as possible.
True.
And in fact, that 3 days that we are even talking about, this time, we don't only want it, we need it. It is not a want anymore. It is a need now for us.
Very necessary.
Very necessary. So he acknowledged it and said, okay, now let's go tender in our letter. But I should be rest assured that since they have factored our dates on their calendar, if we should bring the letter and the payment, it is just mere formalities. So between me and him, I should just sleep, and that everything will be sorted. I said, okay. Now, after the estate manager, there's another person who is also in command that is in charge of the edifice, that is the stadium, how do you call it, the auditorium or the whole place, as it were, in the managerial duties and all that, who also accounts to the professor, that is the managing director, that is Professor Chumesi, whose name is Jude. So he said, okay, now that I have given you the go-ahead, any other thing should be done through Jude. Because he manages the floor and everything that, okay, now me, I've given you, I am the estate manager, I've told you that you guys have the dates, so you guys should go ahead. Now I called Jude that this is what your estate manager is saying. So now I am also trying to introduce myself to you so that moving forward, whenever I call you or reach out to you in connection with this particular project, you know where it is coming from. True. And he acknowledged that, oh, he himself, he's also keeping that date self on their calendar. And he also stamped on that 3 days that the estate manager spoke about. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. Among other things that they said. But because this particular thing is very key in this conversation, that's why I want us to focus there. And I said, okay, no problem. Now, what is the way forward? He said, okay. And I told him, okay, between me and you, they say you are the one in charge. So can I make payment to you? Because they say you are the only person who can even give me the receipt. True. So should I make payment to you? He said, no. Wait till I give you contract and invoice. Then you make payment. I said, okay, fine. So when should I come for it? So after 3 days, I hit him up again. And he said, oh, that he is, oh, I'll get back to you. I want to try and find information. Because now I was trying to get, since they said they would have to give me invoice and how do we call it, contract before I make payment. They weren't able to even tell me the actual price or the rate at which they were charging for the whole process. So I asked him again, when do you want, even if it is part payment, let me just commit. So you know how serious I am. True. Because you're complaining about things that happened last year and how some of them you weren't happy. And this time, I want to even give you confidence that I am very serious about this particular project. Therefore, even if it is any commitment, tell me and let me make it. Give me proof of receipt and that's all. We continue from there. And he was like, oh, I'll get back to you. I need to find 1 or 2 informations. A whole week went by. And I didn't hear from Guy. Called him the following day and he said, oh, you need to bring a letter. Bring letter. So we acknowledge your letter. Then right after your letter, the moment your letter drops, because it is mere formality, we will just tender in the contract and the invoice for you to make payment. True. We said, okay. We drafted the letter and then presented it to them. Now, it was time for them to prepare the invoice and the contracts for us to sign. And Jude was like, okay, I'll call you back again and again because he's not had the actual price or the rate for the stadium. And another week also went by. Now, we had elapsed about 2.5 weeks already in the back and forth conversation. Then it got to the point where, okay, now, after that 2.5 week elapsed, he called us again to tell me that, oh, some people want the 23rd. Because now I was beginning to, I was feeling funny about the whole process.
Something was smelling
exactly, because for the past 2 weeks, if it is just a contract that you want to present, this is a template that is already there. And we are not your first customers or we are not your only customers. True. So definitely it is just some adjustments and all that you let your legal team go through and you present. And this shouldn't take up more than a week. So why have... And I remember even coming to you to tell you that this is what the people are saying. I've already told them the 23rd won't be comfortable for us. And they know and they accept that it won't be comfortable for us. Now, we went on to ask them, which people want the 23rd December? For you know, it could be one of those sports people. If it is sports, it is not of a big deal.
Yeah.
Because they are there just to use the pitch, use the stands,
After
and that's
playing,
all.
they are done.
Clearing and or the whole space for sporting activities is not much of a big deal like that. So, which people do you are requesting for that particular day? Oh, it is confidential. Bro, why is it confidential? After spending almost 3 weeks, you are now telling me somebody wants a date in the date that you have promised me. What is confidential about this? Oh, because they've not finalized their conversation. They've not even made payments. That is why it is confidential. That is when I came to you, you did your investigations, went to him for them to confirm, oh, it is Stonebwoy and his team who wants the 23rd. So now I was asking myself, okay, was that the reason for the delay of our contract? Because as far as I'm concerned, if we had gotten our contract the first day I went there, this whole back and forth
Wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. We wouldn't be where we are today. Fast forward. Okay, now, Stonebwoy them says they want 23rd. We are also telling you guys we are not comfortable. Now, you guys propose something of we using the same logistics. And we told you point blank that we are not comfortable with the whole process. In fact, our event is completely different from whatever they are going to do. They don't know our plans, neither do we also know their plans. So it is not going to be comfortable. Okay, I will get back to you. Again. And we elapsed a whole week. I remember before that particular week elapsed, that was the first time Ghana Black Stars was about to play in Kumasi. And we said, okay. And he was saying the professor who is his boss is not in agreement with the fact that we are not comfortable. So we decided, okay.
And all those information, I know they were feeding the professor.
Of course.
The Jude and the Bo guy, they were feeding the
He
professor.
says the professor...
They have fed the professor with so many misinformation.
He says the professor is not comfortable, that we are not comfortable. I say, okay, if your boss says he's not comfortable, grant us audience with your boss. Let us know him, let us go to him and present our case. Only for him to, oh, Black Stars is playing football match. So the professor is not available. So until the professor comes, we should forget. Or if Black Stars is playing a football match, professor doesn't grant audience to anybody. Now, Black Stars played their first match. Into the second match, on the day Black Stars were playing, I think Liberia or so, that was the same day a call came through from Jude that, oh, professor is meeting Team Stonebwoy. So if we can come and join that meeting. And as at that time, it was a very odd time that...
And even, in fact, they had told us there was not going to be even any meeting.
Of course.
The professor cried, they were not getting him.
They were not getting him at that time.
Charlie, won't you let us meet the professor? So the professor is not making time.
He's not making time. And that was an odd time for you calling. So everything was shut down as at that time. Now, lo and behold, after that process, we were able to get audience with Professor. And Professor was very emphatic. Oh, you people... In fact, going into that meeting, I thought the meeting was going to be a long meeting, if you ask me.
Yeah, true.
This has been one of the shortest meetings I've ever been to.
In fact, a meeting that you will feel like, why did I drive?
It did not
all
even...
this long...
That meeting could have even been done on phone. Like, a meeting that did not last 20 minutes. The meeting did not even last 20 minutes. Like, that has been the shortest meeting I've ever been to as far as this whole... project is concerned. We did not even speak. Oh, so what is your problem? Present your case. Oh, Professor, we want 25th, but from 22nd, 23rd, 24th, we need that for setup. So if you can grant us, oh, you have 1 week. And I remember we even told the professor, 1 week, we don't need 1 week, prof. We don't need 1 week. We just need, if you can promise us that 3 days to the 25th, at least we will be fine. Let's say even you have other businesses to do, like the prof was saying that, oh, he even wants to encourage other entertainment people to come and patronize the stadium. If that is what we can stay off, we need the 3 days. The 3 days there is very key to us. And your people even attest it. Okay, we have given it to you. Jude, Now tell the other guys that they can do it a week before or a week after, whichever way that they would prefer. But what these people want, I've given. I promise you, I promise you, take it, go and sleep. Tomorrow, prepare their contract for them. Bring it. Let me sign my portion. Then you present it to them. Then they also sign their portion and they make payment. And they say you guys have damages that you've not paid, so you want. And the guy brought a check, and professor said, okay, now put it into writing. List specifically all the damages that you think they've caused as far as this particular figure is concerned, and let us do it. So they pay it and we are done. Because the only thing was the payment. So even as at that day, if they had given us an opportunity, we would have still made payment on that day when we met Professor. But he said the contract wasn't ready and that Jude should give us a contract. We left that meeting, went to Kumasi, and I remember even during that trip, I asked you, hey, so up to date, we've still not had our contract yet. Until out of the blue, we saw 22nd. Place a call to Jude for him to tell you, oh, we spoke to the people and the people said they will not understand, so they will do it 22nd and they will close at dawn. You see, in this whole conversation, people are reading certain meanings into the 22nd, 25th dates to make it look as if the Shatta movement team is being non-accommodating.
Difficult, yeah.
It's been difficult in this whole process.
Be wrapping up.
22nd. If I am to do a show on 22nd, I would definitely close on 23rd. And if I close on 23rd, I don't know which industry person in this particular space can tell me that we'll go for an event in the stadium, close and tear down all that edifice in 2 hours. I don't know which part. If somebody is in this industry and can do that, in fact, that person is a solution to our problem. They should come. They should present themselves. Oh no, they should present. Yes, they are part of the solution. They should present. Because now that is the bone of contention here. So if this thing cannot be done, and 23rd will be added to the 22nd of Stonebwoy's event, then definitely we are left with still 24th, just like last year, that everybody acknowledges it will be a discomfort to Team Shatta. Still, we will be left with it, and everybody wants, okay, we know you people will not be comfortable, but still accommodate it. These are the words of the professor. During our last meeting when we went, somebody that had promised us that, oh, I have given you, I have promised you. The last meeting with professor said otherwise. In fact, it was this 360 is more than the stadium that we do. It's more than the stadium show that we did.
In fact, I'm tempted to even show them the 3D of the stage you want to do.
Oh no, wait a little. No, you see, wait, no, you see, even announcing it, I now understand why some people would want to announce their event later or a little closer to their event day.
Don't let them see you coming.
Don't let them see you coming. So please hold that one on for me. I've seen people saying, what stage cry are you guys going to do? What kind of stage cry are you guys going to do? We are bringing heaven stage.
That's lame. Such commentaries are very lame.
So we can't have a stage as huge as we can't have a stage as huge as the Black Star Line stage. We as a people, as Ghanaians, we don't deserve a stage as huge as Global Citizen. We as Ghanaians, we don't deserve a stage as huge as Afro Nation Dems. We don't. We don't. Meanwhile, everybody acknowledge we have the personnel in this country who can pull it off.
Yeah.
So if somebody says they want 3 days for setup, if it is not in the policies and the contract of the stadium, this is just pure communication.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with who brought his letter first, who brought his letter second.
Log them.
You guys own the edifice. You guys own the place. Just tell the person you can accommodate and let everybody know they are fair and square. If you can accommodate Shatta, let them know that you can accommodate them. Give him what he wants. If you can't give him and you want to accommodate Stonebwoy, problem no day. Just give him, let him know, oh, we want to cut Shatta because your date is entering into Shatta's date. So we want to cut him and give it to you.
Exactly.
Let everybody know. But you don't delay these two people for months, and when it is time for when somebody feels jittery and wants to tell his fans what is going on, you come and call that disrespect. Because as far as I'm concerned, it is these fans who will come to the program. And the earlier you communicate to them, the better. Perhaps others might even have better suggestions or would also want to come and help. So please, this issue of, Shatta is trying to sabotage the stadium is not for Shatta Wale.
How?
I don't know how somebody who has been doing his show for few years and a first timer
Who is sabotaging?
The
first timer is being sabotaged.
Is being sabotaged. Hey. Somebody who knows the situation on ground is coming for the first time and feels he's being sabotaged. Please,
home and away matches.
Please,
you say we are sabotaging in your home.
Meti ya near say away tower, but with this one the home tower.
Wrap up for me your final words in what is happening.
My final words will be: I know, regardless of whatever I say, some people will still not get it.
Oh, of course.
People will have entrenched mind and you work for him. Anybody who starts an argument with that, I see that person as lame. If you ask me,
not willing to have a conversation.
Of course, you are not willing to have a conversation. If you really, even aside what I've said, if you still want any clarification as far as this matter is concerned, Prof has granted an interview. You can reach out to the stadium people. Let's not sit down, read commentaries on social media, what some people are saying, and just sit on it and try to make commentaries with it. Aside the things that we said, if they still don't understand, the people are there. Because some people are saying they've made payments, but I have the people, I have I can give screenshots of conversations stating that nobody, as we speak, unless tomorrow we wake up and they say they've given somebody contract. But as far as I am concerned, and as we speak, the last conversation I have with these stadium people, nobody has a contract yet. Nobody has made payments yet. And we are still waiting. Stonebwoy Dems have confirmed that 22nd is theirs. That is not a problem. But we are still waiting. Whether our demands will be met or not, then we take a decision on it.
Solid presentation. Once again, Sammy Flex is not telling lies. On Spaces, Chief Abiola, who is my very good friend, came there and said, and Sammy Flex is this. Today, Sammy Flex is telling skills. Hey, challenge, Chief. This is me. Like, me and you like Chief. Me and Chief, we like me body. I know Chief don't be now. My Plus FM days, they have some artists like that. I promote the artist, but today, I'm telling Chief that, Chief, me and you don't have to fight because of Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy. Because tomorrow, we might not even be with them. That's why I'm always careful who I deal with when it comes to some of these issues. Don't fight. There is no need to fight. As a matter of fact, always do the job that you've been given and do it diligently. That's what I keep saying. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. I'll surely see you when I see you. Thanks to Digital Rasta Currency, who did our camera for us. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show. Until then, salute to you. We are out of here.